New at 5, a warning from Miami police tonight after a date takes a terrifying turn. A man now facing multiple charges for allegedly assaulting a woman he met on Facebook's dating service. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is your reporter in Miami with more. Peter?
Well, Lauren, we can tell you the Miami Police Chief Manny Morales is speaking out about this case after an arrest report saying the woman had come to the city looking for companionship and instead was held briefly against her will at an apartment building just off the 79th Street Causeway.
As to the first count for the strong arm robbery, I'm setting the standard bond at $7,500.
34-year-old Sadi Mijal Castellanos Treminio is facing charges including strong-arm robbery, child neglect, and battery by strangulation. Miami police say the victim from Orlando was falsely imprisoned and assaulted Friday night inside this apartment here on Northeast Bayshore Court. An arrest report says they initially met through a social media dating app. It says the suspect bought a Brightline train ticket for her and her 3-year-old daughter so they could come to Miami to celebrate his birthday. The report says she thought they were going to go out to dinner, but instead he bought pizza and took them back to his apartment, which she thought was dirty. The report said he tried to kiss her and she wanted to leave. The report said at that point the defendant became irate and told her not to leave, stating that it was too dangerous. He then bear hugged her and prevented her from exiting the room. The report says Castellanos Treminio grabbed her phone after she texted a friend and she screamed. The report says the defendant then covered her mouth and nose with his hand to prevent her from yelling. The report also said she was able to break free, go to another room, and text her friend again, who contacted police.
The concern is that we have some folks in our community, in our society at large, that place way too much reliance on all these social media platforms and dating applications, and that's a risk. You really don't know somebody until you meet them, right? Not on an app, but in person. So you should be guarded until the time that they're able to earn your trust.
Now, Castellanos Treminio was placed on an immigration hold and was told to stay away from the victim. The arrest report said she had bruises on both arms, and her 3-year-old daughter witnessed the entire incident.
First off, I'm glad she was even able to make it out of there alive. In this day and age, sometimes when these women go to meet these men, they don't come back. Even more so, again, we don't know how he charmed her. I don't see why her as a mother would bring her 3-year-old all the way down there to meet a stranger. Whatever happened to meeting someone in the bar or organically instead of all these like Facebook dating? I didn't even know Facebook had a dating market app or whatever. I don't even know. I didn't even know. I've been out the dating game so long. Last thing I knew of was probably Tinder. Then I hear of something called Bumble. I don't know. Again, I'm off the dating scene. Could you possibly meet a psychopath in a bar? Absolutely. But at least you get to feel these people out a little bit before you even take the next step. We already know how dangerous it is already out here for women. To meet strangers and then to bring your baby along. I'm not even sure where this baby was when all this stuff was going on. I'm going to assume the baby was there witnessing all this. Helpless. And by the looks of it, this perp could care less. Funny thing is, the whole dating scene, meeting somebody offline, is not just dangerous for women. My cousin and I used to go on this chat line. We didn't even have the luxury of seeing what these people look like you have in the Facebook dating marketplace. It was just a phone chat. I think it was called the Mama Raven or something. You press a number, it goes to the next girl, and it's just straight up descriptions. Every description we came across went as follows. Cute in the face, thick in the waist. Every time we met these women, it was a disaster. However, where I said it could be dangerous, we got held hostage. And when I say held hostage, we went to see these women. They weren't to our liking, but they took our sneakers. They hid our sneakers. And of course, one could say, oh, y'all men, why are you just saying strong arm them to get your stuff back? How would that look? First of all, the first thing people are going to do is joke. Even when men grape, and I use the word grape because I don't know about the guidelines, get graped by women, I don't think it's taken as serious as when it happens to a woman. But the danger is still real. These women took our shoes and held us hostage until the morning. I'm not leaving somewhere without my shoes. I'm sorry. I don't care who wants to say, if it was me, I would have left without my shoes. I would have got up out there. Nah. Back then, my mom got me like one pair of sneakers for the entire year. So me telling her that I got robbed by a woman who held us hostage, that just wasn't gonna fly. Not for a black mother. No disrespect to anybody else. So is it dangerous for men? Absolutely. But women, y'all have to be very, very careful. I could see why a lot of these women are still choosing to be in the forest with a bear rather than a man. At least with the bear, you know what he's capable of. A bear's natural thing to do is feast. He's going to feast on you. He's going to take you out, especially if he sees you as a threat. With a man, you never know what you're going to get. It could be all fun and games, y'all laughing, cuddling. Next minute, he's strangling you. Next minute, your life is no more. You're unalive, leaving your kids behind. With these online apps, you never know what you're going to get. You're playing a dangerous game. And if you choose to play this game, if you don't have the means to have some type of babysitter, you don't have a mother, a sister, a good friend you could leave your child with, maybe you should consider not going. Because don't put your kids in these dangerous situations that you don't have control of the environment, because these men do not care whether you live or pass away. There are so many options out here. I don't see why this is always the choice for men. So many. Maybe you can't get all the women you particularly want. Maybe you can't get these 10 out of 10 baddies from Instagram, but there's always a woman somewhere. There's definitely no lack of women out here. In fact, there's probably more women out here because a lot of the men are dating men. And again, I don't say that with any disrespectful intent at all, but there's a plethora of women for you to choose from. So for you to get one and manhandle them to the point where now you probably going to get sent back to where you came from. And this will be more reason for people to say, this is why we support ICE. Fellas, it is not that hard to get with a woman. It is not that hard. But for some reason, a lot of y'all can't take rejection. And on that note, be safe, ladies. Respectfully, of course. No.